Good morning, afternoon, that's what time of day it is. We got the dreaded disc hooked up. I had to break out some welding skills. Grandpa ran into a telephone pole with that thing last year, and instead of wrecking the telephone pole, it broke that disc off and shaft off of that there plate, so I cobbled that together, and she's back together. I pulled this beast out to an unsightly thing. All 4 tires are low. All 4 of them. That one I know is flat. That one's low. And these 2 are low. This one was part near flat. The back 4 are just fine. I don't understand. I really don't. I was sitting there looking at like, how in the world do all 4 tires go flat? Sitting there. Grandpa thinks maybe when I was chisel plowing, going across the lumps, that that maybe when it was bouncing, it spun the tire on the rim a little bit. And since I believe every tire on this tractor has a tube in it, so since there's tubes in it, when they spin the rubber, it breaks the valve stem on the tube and it starts leaking. So that might be what happened. I'm not sure. I have no idea. All I know is they're putting that back together so I can stick it back on there, and I'm gonna go work up some new ground. It's time to retire. So this treats up to 250 gallons, so we're gonna pour half a jug in. Yeah. Just a smidgen. Yeah, there we go. That's half the jug. That's 125 gallons. I think that's about how big the tank on this is. Let's stop it at 140. Oh yeah, look at it just pour out. There goes the profit. So I started at 754. So we want 804, and that gives us 50 gallons. 2, 3, 4. That gives us 50 gallons of fuel. He said it had about a half a tank, so that's 100 gallons. That is about 100 gallons in it. Yeah, it's part near full. I think it's a little over 100 gallon tank, 110. So that's good. I gotta make sure that I changed the oil in this. It looks like it ain't leaking. That's the filter that I replaced that I had to pay $170 for John Deere to come out and get the tractor started again. All right, here we are. This is my new Ponderosa. This field was mostly preventive planted this spring by the Okay, let's try that again. God, these batteries they die so fast. here we're going into the wet hole again. Hopefully it's dry enough. So the pulling like a brick. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be working this up, but we are. We're gonna try. Because it will be planted to hay. Hopefully we can get into it this coming spring. So, I put out a post on Facebook looking for tillable ground, and a lady called me and said that she had 16 acres and that the current renter wanted to give up. So I know the guy that rented it before me, and I called him and said, what do you think about it? He said it's tougher ground, but so I said, well, talking to her, I kind of asked, is it okay if I put hay on it? Because that's kind of a long-term deal, you know. She said, yep, absolutely. So you do whatever you want. So we're gonna put wheat on here next spring. We'll fertilize it, P and K and P and K, just like normal, not like a normal wheat crop. And oh, hold on, I gotta turn. Just like a normal wheat crop, and then we'll seed our wheat. Gotta focus, you know, so I don't dig a disc into a tire. That wouldn't be fun. I'm just about done with this. Just about. Okay, we're done. Just making the last little, taking this little bit here, but see it back there, it gets lighter. When I first talked to the girl about renting this, I was under the impression that there was like 5 or 6 more acres, so I went back and checked it out, and the previous farmer had said that there was another farmer who had older, much smaller equipment. He would go back there and cut that open stuff and hay it and just take whatever he got. So I went back there, and it looks like nobody's been there for years, and it'd take way, there's like 5-6 acres back there, and it would take way more reconditioning to get it back into shape than I'm willing to do unless I owned. So we shall just rent to this piece. 16 acres paradise here. Different area, a little bit different ground, variable. It's lighter here, then it gets really heavy that way, then it's lighter up here, it's lighter back there. It's different. I'm not new to light ground by any means. I think that's, you know, when I started farming, probably half of it was lighter, but it looks good. I mean, I think it worked up really nice for a disc. Oh, there, that's all worked up. And so ends the field work. And supposedly Grandpa heard on the radio for tomorrow afternoon, I think he said, we're supposed to get between 1/4 and 3/4 inch of rain. So it's like, well, that's quite the broad range. And he said, I think that'll put an end to all the field work. Oh, a kitty! It's a kitty! It's a tabby kitty. So I'm glad. I was gonna go out there and I was gonna mow that stuff down. I was like, you know what? It'll take me all night to go out there with that mower. And I had to get the mower out of the brush again. I mean, we had to dig this out of the brush, but oh well. But I'd have to go get the mower, get it hooked up and greased up, because it has, I figured, it's done for the year. So I was gonna mow it, but thought, I went out there and walked around and thought, it's dry enough, it shouldn't just break up. And I think I was right. For the most part, it did. there's only 2 flat tires, not 4. There's 2. But the other 2 looked really flat because they're holding up the whole weight of the track, the front of the track. That's a lot of weight. So, glad it's only 2. But last time I had them come out to put a new tube in one tire, it was $600. And I could about imagine that that's gone up since then, because that was 3 years ago. So I'm sure it'll probably be closer to $800 a tire. And at that point, I might as well go buy a new tire. I don't know. What do you think? What should I do? I don't know. It'll be what it'll be. I was thinking maybe I should put 4 new inner duals on the thing, and then move the more worn tires to the outers. I don't know. Then it would only cost me like $6,000. I don't know. I do not know. Anyway. Good luck, Dave. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you, well, next spring. I'm kidding. Where am I? I don't know. When we get to winter, it gets kind of boring, so we'll see. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be.